In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to finally think and speak in English. My name is Henry, and I'm really excited to help you understand how your brain and mouth can work together so you can finally sound natural when speaking English. Many English learners understand grammar and vocabulary, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. Their mind goes blank, or they start translating every single word. That is the main reason why fluency feels so hard. Today, I'll show you how to break that barrier and start thinking and speaking like a native English speaker. First, I want you to relax. You don't have to be perfect. English is not a test. It's a tool to share your ideas. When you make mistakes, it doesn't mean you're bad at English. It just means you're learning. Even native speakers make mistakes every single day. The goal is not perfection. The goal is connection. Once you understand that, your fear of speaking will disappear. When you speak your native language, you don't stop to think about grammar. You just speak naturally. Your brain has a direct connection between thought and speech. But when you speak English, you often translate in your head first, and that's what slows you down. So the goal is to create a new habit, to think directly in English without translating. Once your brain starts working in English automatically, fluency becomes easy. To do that, you need to train your brain. Think of your brain as a muscle. You can't build it in one day, but if you train it daily, it becomes stronger. Every small step matters. When you wake up, try to think about your morning in English. Tell yourself, I'm getting up, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee. When you do this every day, you slowly build the connection between your thoughts and English words. At first, it might feel strange. You might forget words or make slow sentences. But don't worry, that's part of the process. You are teaching your brain something new. You will get faster and faster. Let's imagine you are sitting in your room. You look around and see a chair, a phone, a pen, and a window. Try to describe everything in English. This chair is brown. My phone is on the table. I'm looking out the window. Simple sentences like these will help you think directly in English without translation. If you do this every day for 10 minutes, you'll notice a change. Your brain will stop going back to your first language. You will start thinking automatically in English, even when you're not trying. That's the first big step to fluency. Now, let's go deeper. Thinking in English is not only about knowing words, it's about connecting your feelings and daily life to English. When you feel happy, tell yourself, I'm happy today. When you feel tired, think, I need to rest. When something surprises you, say, wow, that's amazing. These short emotional expressions make English part of your real thoughts. Henry had a student named Maria. She could read and write English, but she couldn't speak fast. She always paused, trying to translate before speaking. Henry gave her a simple challenge. For 1 month, she had to live in English. She had to think, write, and even dream in English. She changed her phone to English, watched English movies, and talked to herself in the mirror every morning. After 2 weeks, she called Henry and said, I had my first dream in English. That's when Henry knew she was finally thinking in English. You can do the same. Talk to yourself in English in front of a mirror. Describe your day, your plans, and your feelings. Say things like, hey, how are you today? I'm feeling great because I finished my work early. It may feel weird at first, but it works like magic. You will start building confidence, and your tongue will get used to forming English words naturally. Another powerful tip is to listen to English every single day. Listen more than you speak. Watch movies, listen to songs, podcasts, or YouTube videos in English. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just focus on how people speak, their tone and rhythm. Your brain will start copying those patterns. That's why children learn so fast. They listen a lot before they start speaking. Make English part of your environment. Surround yourself with it. Change your phone, your computer, even your social media into English. Read signs, watch shows, listen to voices that speak English. The more English you hear, the faster your brain adapts. Even if you live in a country where no one speaks English, You can create your own English world. Never be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake shows you what to improve. If you wait to be perfect before you speak, you will never start. Confidence is more important than grammar. You will fix your grammar naturally as you practice more. When you are walking, waiting, or cooking, play a small game with yourself. Look at things and describe them in English in your mind. The sun is bright today. That man is wearing a blue shirt. The car is going very fast. This silent thinking game trains your brain to form English sentences automatically. Before you go to sleep, think about your whole day in English. Say to yourself, "Today was good. I went to work, I studied, I met my friend, I cooked dinner." Then think about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will wake up early, go to the gym, and learn new words. This small habit will make your brain store English thoughts while you sleep. When you wake up the next morning, continue the same process. This is how you train your subconscious mind. English will slowly become your mental language, not just your study subject. You can also try the 1-minute challenge. Pick any topic and talk about it in English for 1 full minute without stopping. Don't pause, don't translate. Just keep speaking. You can talk about your favorite movie, your pet, your dream, or your day. In the beginning, it might feel slow, but soon your brain will catch up and your mouth will follow. If you want to speed up your progress, use the shadowing technique. Watch a short English clip and repeat everything the speaker says at the same time. Try to match their tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's like singing along with language. It helps you think faster and speak more naturally. Remember, fluency is not memorizing 1,000 words. Fluency is being able to express your ideas easily. You can know fewer words but still sound fluent if you use them naturally. For example, instead of worrying about big grammar rules, focus on simple, clear sentences. Instead of saying, "I will make an effort to complete my assignment," you can just say, "I'll finish my work." Simple English is powerful. When you think in English, your confidence grows. You start feeling like a new person. English becomes part of your identity. And the more you enjoy it, the faster you learn. That's why Henry always says, don't just study English, live in English. Watch movies you enjoy. Listen to songs you love. Read stories that make you smile. When your emotions connect to English, learning becomes easy. You'll start remembering words without effort because they're attached to feelings. Sometimes you will feel tired or frustrated. That's normal. Everyone feels that way when learning a new language. Just don't stop. Consistency is the secret. Even 10 minutes of thinking in English every day is better than studying for hours once a week. Try to use English in your real life. If you go shopping, think of the words for everything you see. When you text a friend, try writing short English messages. When you cook, say in English, "I'm cutting the vegetables, I'm boiling water, I'm frying eggs." These small daily actions will change your brain step by step. When you listen to English, pay attention not only to words but to how people feel. Listen to how they laugh, pause, and use emotion. English is not flat. It has rhythm and energy. If you copy that emotion, you'll sound more natural and confident. At night, before you sleep, smile and say to yourself, "I'm getting better. My English is improving." That positive thought helps your brain relax and remember faster. Henry always reminds his students that language is not about intelligence. It's about practice. If you practice a little every day, your brain starts thinking in English automatically. After a few weeks, you'll notice that you reply faster in conversations, you understand movies more easily, and you don't translate anymore. That's when you realize you're fluent. So, from today, make a promise to yourself. Speak to yourself in English every day. Think in English when you wake up and before you sleep. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Enjoy the journey. You don't have to be perfect to sound natural. You just have to be consistent and confident. The more you use English in your real life, the faster it becomes part of your thinking. Remember, Fluency is not magic. It's practice. Every small effort adds up. One day you'll suddenly realize you didn't translate, you just spoke. That's the moment when English becomes part of you. So keep going. Keep practicing. Keep thinking in English. One day soon, you'll smile and say, I did it. I think and speak in English now. And that day will be the result of everything you started today. The first thing you need to understand is that speaking a language is not about remembering words or rules, it's about habits. Your brain needs to get used to English patterns. It's like learning how to ride a bicycle. In the beginning, it feels hard and awkward, but after some practice, your body learns balance automatically. In the same way, your brain can learn to balance English thoughts naturally. You just need to build the right connection between thinking and speaking. Imagine when you were a child and learned your first language. You didn't start with grammar books or vocabulary lists. You learned by listening, copying, and repeating. You heard people around you, your parents, your friends, your teachers, and your brain slowly started understanding patterns. You didn't think, oh, this is present perfect tense, or this is a phrasal verb. You just absorbed the sounds and meanings naturally. That's exactly how you will learn to think and speak in English. The secret is to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. To do that, you must change your daily habits. Every time you see something, try to describe it in English, even if it's just in your mind. When you wake up, say to yourself, I'm getting up. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making breakfast. Don't say these things in your native language. Say them in English. The more you do this, the faster your brain will start forming English thoughts automatically. It's like building a muscle. You have to exercise it every day until it becomes strong. Now let's talk about why translation doesn't work. When you translate, your brain has to move through 3 steps. You think in your native language, you translate into English, and then you speak. That delay makes you slow, nervous, and unsure. But when you think directly in English, you skip the middle step. You go straight from thought to speech. That's how native speakers do it. They don't stop to translate, they just speak. And that's what we're going to train your brain to do. Let me give you a simple formula that you can follow. The formula is listen, imitate, repeat, and use. Listening helps you understand the natural rhythm and tone of English. Imitating helps you copy the way native speakers use words and phrases. Repeating helps your mouth and tongue get used to English sounds. And using English in real situations helps you build confidence. If you follow these 4 steps every day, your brain will slowly start to think in English naturally. For example, when you watch an English video, don't just watch it once. Listen carefully to one sentence. Pause the video. Repeat the same sentence out loud. Try to match the speaker's tone, rhythm, and speed. Then say it again without looking. That's how you train your brain and mouth to work together. It's called shadowing, and it's one of the most powerful ways to start thinking in English. Also, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the process. Every time you make a mistake, your brain learns something new. If you wait until you are perfect, you will never start. Native speakers also make mistakes sometimes. The difference is that they don't stop. They keep talking, so you must keep going too. The goal is not perfection, the goal is progress. Now let's talk about vocabulary. You don't need thousands of difficult words to speak English fluently. You just need the right ones. Start with common words that people use every day. Words like go, come, want, make, need, like, and try. Then learn how to use them in different situations. For example, the word get can mean many things depending on the context. Get up, get out, get ready, get tired. See, one simple word can open many doors. The more you play with words like this, the more natural your English will sound. You should also connect words together instead of thinking word by word. English is a language of phrases, not just single words. For example, native speakers don't say, I will go to sleep now. They usually say, I'm gonna sleep, or time to crash. These short, natural expressions make your speech smoother and more native-like. So focus on learning full phrases that people actually use, not just individual words. Another trick is to surround yourself with English as much as possible. Change the language on your phone to English. Listen to English songs, podcasts, and movies. Read English subtitles. Even if you don't understand everything at first, your brain is still learning. It's absorbing patterns and rhythm. Slowly, you'll start recognizing familiar words and structures. Then you'll begin to understand more and more. Immersion is the best teacher. The key to thinking in English is consistency. It's better to practice for 15 minutes every day than to study for 3 hours once a week. Short, daily practice keeps your brain active. You're teaching your brain that English is part of your everyday life, not something separate. That's how you make it natural. You don't have to be in an English-speaking country. You can create an English environment wherever you are. When you practice speaking, don't focus on grammar first. Focus on meaning. If you worry too much about grammar, you'll get stuck. The goal is communication, not perfection. Once your speaking becomes more fluent, grammar will start improving naturally because your brain will catch patterns from listening and reading. Remember, fluency comes before accuracy. You can also talk to yourself in English. It might sound funny, but it works. Describe your day, your thoughts, your plans, your feelings, all in English. For example, if you're cooking, say, "I'm cutting the vegetables. I'm heating the oil. It smells so good."